Jake. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
So we're going to be doing a nutrition consultation today, and the purpose of this is to give me a better understanding of your current eating habits, your lifestyle, and what your goals are.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to start with asking what's brought you to me today. Like, what is your goal, and why do you want to achieve this goal?
I just want to shed some weight, to be honest, and get some better eating habits and stuff, some more structure around it.
Yeah.
I want to lose like 10 kilos in 6 months.
Yeah.
I reckon that's achievable.
I feel like that is a realistic goal, 10 kilos in 6 months for sure. Is there a certain reason why you want to achieve this goal in this time frame?
Women.
Okay, so is it like an appearance thing?
No, I'm just ready to like settle down and stuff, and I want to give myself the best opportunity when it comes to a partner.
Okay, well that's a fair reason, it's real. So I'm just going to ask a few questions regarding your diet.
Yes.
Are you happy? I'll let you know that this is completely confidential, so we'll just stay between me and you. Are you happy to answer these questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. So what does a typical day of eating look like to you?
I'll start off with some scrambled eggs, some toast, some good cheese, salt and pepper.
Yep.
Some spices in there. And then lunch would be like some turkeys, bit of meat and some coleslaw or something like that. And then I'll have a steak and some veg with some mash or chips for dinner.
Yeah. Is that like your preference for the day? You always go for eggs and turkish and steak at night?
Yeah, if I'm having a good day, that's what I have for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you weigh your food, or do you just kind of measure by eye what you're feeling like at the time?
Depends how hungry I am, I guess. I don't really weigh it.
Yeah, okay. And do you cook these meals at home?
I'll eat out for breakfast and lunch most days and then cook at home for dinner.
Okay. Is there a reason why do you know how to cook? Is there a reason why you choose to eat out?
Yeah, we cook. I guess I just prefer someone else to cook for me.
Just an easier option?
Yeah, I'm willing to pay for the service.
Yeah. Are you aware of the 5 food groups?
No, I've got a rough idea.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Okay, so you've got your protein, which is like your lean meats,
Yep.
dairy, your grains, which is mostly whole grain, and then your fruit and vegetables.
Yep, gotcha.
So I'll go over that soon with you. I'll show you some resources where you can look to how many servings you're supposed to be having of each.
Yep.
We'll get back to that. I'll just finish. How many serves of fruit and veg do you think you get on a good day?
A good day, probably 1 serve of one serve of fruit and 3 serves of veg.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that much?
I would say that it sounds like you're a little bit under. You're supposed to have 5 serves. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, 5 serves of vegetables per day and 2 serves of fruit. So a little bit under, but we'll, yeah, it's definitely something that we can focus on if you're more aware of what 5 food groups, and the serving sizes. Do you drink much alcohol or soft drinks?
I don't tend to drink much soft drink unless I need to get going. I have Red Bull, but yeah, I don't mind the beer.
Beer?
Yeah.
Okay. How often would you say you're drinking, and how much?
Mostly over the weekend. That's how I want to treat myself. So I say like 6 beers a week.
Yeah. Okay. And when you have a Red Bull, is it just a normal full sugar Red Bull?
Yeah, these days it is.
Okay. Do you have any preferences when it comes to food?
Yeah, for sure. But, can you elaborate on the question? I was going to say Italian.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fair. I mean, like, do you prefer cooking, or do you prefer eating fast food or
Fine dining.
fine dining? Okay. And do you have any allergies? No?
Negative.
Do you eat at a specific time? Do you have allocated times for your breakfast, lunch and dinner and snacks, or do you kind of just eat whenever you're hungry?
Yeah, I think I'm just eating when I'm hungry, but it's not working out very well.
Yeah.
Putting on some kgs here and there.
Yep. So, yeah. Eating at specific times can really help with controlling how much you're actually taking in.
Yeah, a bit of structure around the meals and stuff too.
Yeah, definitely. And would you say that you drink lots of water, or?
I was for a while, but it's dropped off. I don't drink too much water, like 5 glasses a day, which is not much.
Okay, yeah. So it's recommended that you get 2 to 3 litres minimum a day. But I feel like if you stayed up to scratch with your hydration, drinking water, it can also reduce cravings and keep you full for longer.
Yes.
What about physical activity? Do you go to the gym, or do you play any sport?
I'm trying not to the gym.
Yep.
I haven't started going back yet, but I just walk a lot.
Yep. Are you
Yeah.
looking? Sorry.
No, mainly due to not having a license at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Can't really go wrong with steps though.
yeah, getting the steps in, gonna go to the gym, but yeah, I haven't put it into practice yet.
Are you looking forward to getting back into the gym? No. Well, I feel like adding some more physical activity into your week apart from walking
Yeah,
will definitely help with achieving your weight loss goal.
yeah, for sure.
Even just starting small, like 2 to 3 days a week, that's a lot better than nothing.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to go over what I got from those questions.
Mm-hmm.
So your typical day is eggs on toast with cheese, a Turkish bread sandwich for lunch, and a steak with chips. Was it for dinner?
So that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you prefer eating out / fine dining over cooking your own meals.
Mm-hmm.
You are not fully aware, but you've got a little bit of an idea about the 5 food groups.
Yeah, I've got the 5 food groups, but the grains always throw me out.
Yeah. So I'll go over that. No alcohol. Okay, so with the grains, I'll show you this here. So you can access this Australian Guide to Healthy Eating online, which I will give you the link for. But this is a printout, and as you can see, whole grain options, for example, are like cereal, your pastas, whole grain pastas, brown rice, and whole grain bread. So maybe like with your breakfast, like your toast, what type of toast would you normally have with your eggs?
Well, dry rye.
Dry rye?
Yeah.
Oh, that counts as wholemeal, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Do you eat much rice?
Yes, not brown rice though.
Yeah, okay.
I like the what's it called, the balsamic rice or
I think it's basmati, maybe?
yeah, that's the one.
Balsamic's a bit. But yeah, whole grain pastas, you know, your healthier options for cereals.
Mm-hmm.
And are you aware of what your, like what lean meat / protein is?
Yeah.
Yep. So like your chicken breasts, mainly your white meats, tuna's a good option, rump steak is a very good option for a lower calorie, higher protein option,
Okay.
eggs and stuff like baked beans.
What about lean mince?
Lean meats, absolutely, that's very high protein and relatively low calorie as opposed to, you know, your normal meats.
Yeah.
Obviously you know what vegetables are. These can also come in the form of like your tin vegetables like beetroot.
They don't lose nutritional value if they're in a can.
I believe they don't.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I've heard they're either just as good. I'll have to look into that, but yeah, maybe even better. So that, and your dairies obviously. So cheese. You said you were having cheese with your breakfast.
Just probably cut down on the dairy to be honest. I love it.
Yep, so here it says that typical male 19 to 50 years old should have just 2.5 servings of dairy a day. So yeah, like being more aware of how many servings, that's a great start, at least you know. So with your protein, it's also 2.5 serves, or 3 serves, per day for your age. Your whole grains are 6 serves a day.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit is 2 serves a day, and veg is 6 serves a day.
Okay. And if I'm going over those, I'm obviously going to put weight on.
It's just not, not just going over the servings, but it's more just like the nutritional side of it. Like you don't want to be overdoing it in certain things, and it's also important that you're not under. Yeah. So obviously it's not easy to get the perfect amount of servings every day, but being aware of it and having an aim to hit those, anything closer to those targets will obviously benefit you in the long run.
Having those guidelines will obviously help too.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing you could do, oh sorry, I didn't even ask you, do you tend to snack a lot, like in between your meals?
No.
No? Okay, well if you're ever feeling, like you did say that when you're hungry you tend to eat?
Yeah, it's usually like a meal though, which is bad.
Yeah, okay, so instead of eating in between your main meals like breakfast, lunch and tea, it is recommended to have a healthy snack. Like obviously you don't need to be having 5 full meals a day,
Yeah.
but another, like because you did say that you were under in your fruit, so maybe you could have a piece of fruit.
Yep.
And you said you were struggling with whole grains, so maybe some nuts and a piece of fruit to snack in between meals to keep you fuller for longer. Some water, because you also said you were struggling to get your water intake in. Another thing, have you ever tried meal prepping?
I've liked the idea of it, but no, I haven't actually tried it.
Well, that could be a great way to avoid eating out. It doesn't always have to be plain and bland and, you know, not delicious. You can even just making your own yummy meals, having control over your portion sizes and having them ready to go would make it a lot easier to avoid eating out.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when you're eating out, you don't really know what's going in or how much oil they're using, just anything. So that way, if you meal prep, you can keep track of how much you're actually taking in.
Yep.
And yeah.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, so it would be a lot easier to even just being mindful of what's going into your body rather than having no idea really. That could definitely help with achieving weight loss.
Sounds like it.
Have you ever heard of the app called MyFitnessPal?
No.
Yeah, so MyFitnessPal is pretty much a food tracker. It's kind of like a personal diary on how to keep track of the food that you're taking. It will tell you how many calories is in everything, how much protein, how many carbs and how much fat.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will give you that information too. So I'd definitely like you to start either using that, or you could even just type stuff up in your notes just so you're keeping track of what you're eating. And I'll just write it down for you. So the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating. And I'll write down MyFitnessPal as well too, sorry. So they're the 2 things that I would like you to take with you. Obviously let me know, give me a call or send me a message if you need any help with figuring out the app. More than happy to help. And the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating is pretty much this, but it's online and it will give you all the information about, you know, how much you should be eating of what.
Yep. Awesome, thank you so much.
All the nutritional value and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So back to your goal of losing 10 kilos in 6 months.
Yes.
Just with what we've gone over today, do you feel like there's anything that you are excited to take action on, like something you feel like you can start doing today?
Yeah, for sure. like you said, like monitor what I put into my body and like have an actual gauge of what's going in, so I can use that as a guideline to
Eating healthier.
eating healthier, not overeating, single the food groups, not my fitness power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm excited about those.
Yeah, and like sticking to the five food groups, it's whole foods, you know, so it's obviously better nutrition. I think if you do start doing those things, along with adding in some, you said you signed up to a gym,
Yep.
some regular physical activity, even if you just start with 2 to 3 days a week, keep doing your steps like you said you have been doing,
Yep.
I believe that you could definitely achieve the goal of losing 10 kilos within 6 months.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Do you think you'll maybe give meal prepping a go?
Yeah, I'm excited to. Do you do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just dinner?
When you meal prep?
Yeah.
Even if you have like, so, oh, you said you eat out, so maybe the meals that you're eating out for, so breakfast and lunch, you could pre-prep those because you said you don't mind cooking dinner at home.
Yep.
And then that way you have, you know, some fresh home cooked meals in there as well, along with your prepped meals.
Yeah.
But having an idea of what you're going to eat in advance will really help you keep track as well.
Yep.
So just planning in that way, like have your prepped meals ready to go for the days ahead, and then also having either in your notes or just in your head, and buying your groceries in advance, knowing what you're going to cook, what not, which days of the week you're going to cook what.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe that would be great help as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there any chance you would like to go over some body composition, things like take your weight and your waist measurement? That way we can track your progress next time you come in.
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. I'll just grab a tape measure.
Got some scales handy.
Yep. So if you don't mind, probably best to take your shoes off.
Well, 125. Better than I thought.
Better than you thought. Well, that's not bad. I'll just write that down so we can keep track of that. And today's date. And would you mind, obviously if you're not comfortable with it, that's more than fine. Would you rather
Get my head off.
you can take it off, or if you're not comfortable with it, you can leave it on?
I love getting my big girls out.
So just while I'm getting it around here, thank you. And just put your arms down to the side. Sorry. And just relax slowly. Thank you for that, Jake.
No worries, thank you.
So would you be happy to come back for a follow-up, anything between 2 and 6 weeks, whatever you're comfortable with?
100%. Be great.
Okay, so
See if there's any progress.
how about 4 weeks? Go in the middle, so I'll book you in for that. And we'll just go over how you've been going with everything. We'll retake your body composition measurements and see what progress you've made. So just quickly before we finish up, I'd just like you to repeat to me kind of what you've got out of this, like what kind of goals are you going to start smashing from today?
Get active when it comes to my gym membership. I get in there, start adding that to my weekly schedule.
Yep.
Cook a whole bunch of food one time this week and start meal prepping.
Amazing.
I think I'll do the lunch and dinner because I feel like breakfast is easy cooked.
Yeah.
And, just reduce how much I eat out and monitor what I put into my body.
Yep.
What else? And yeah.
An important one, stay hydrated. I want you to drink lots more water. I bet you will feel the difference with how it stops you from being like so hungry. Even if you're drinking a cup before every meal, after every meal, that will really help get that water intake up. Well, don't forget that you can contact me anytime if you have any questions. I'd love to know how your meal prepped meals go. But yeah, just even I've found myself, even taking photos of your food and your meal prep, I feel like it keeps me motivated when it comes to that. So maybe that's something that you could try, see how it works for you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, best of luck, Jake, and I'll see you in 4 weeks.
I appreciate you.